this Fire Your IT episode is about how to install or replace your wireless card. The wireless card we're going to be installing today is the Intel 7260 wireless AC card. So that's a good upgrade if you're upgrading, or it's a great replacement if your Wi-Fi card has died. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is, when you still have internet connection or possibly at a friend's computer, you're going to want to download the drivers for it. So to do that, go to arc.intel.com. Type in the model number of the item that you purchased. It may be different. You may have gotten a different card, and in that case you'd need to go to the person who produced the card and download their drivers. So this card is a PCI Express half mini card. Pretty standard for Wi-Fi cards. So you want to go to software downloads here and then get the recommended software. So they have software for many versions of Windows, software for Linux as well if you're running a Linux distro. So get the latest driver for what you have. I have 8.1, so I'm going to grab that. Now the DE versions for Intel contain only the driver. The E versions will contain the additional software. I prefer just the driver. So that should download. So that's been downloaded, and now we're going to go and look at the actual hardware install. Alright, so the first step to installing a new Wi-Fi card in your laptop is to disassemble it. So first things you want to check is make sure all the cables have been removed. Make sure your power is unplugged. Make sure the battery has been removed and it's not in. We don't want any power in there. That's for safety of you and of the computer. So the next thing we want to do is go around, and on most laptops they'll have individual panels. This particular one I'm working with has one large panel, but what you want to do is remove all the screws to open up the panel. Sometimes the panel will say WLAN or Wi-Fi or something like that on it. Sometimes it's just one big panel for everything. So you remove those screws and then make sure you put them in a container so that you don't lose them, so you can put them back when you're done. Then you want to get under here. Sometimes it'll help to use a flathead screwdriver. Depends on the type of laptop and how it works. Usually they'll have little catches along the sides, and then one end will have some slightly larger barbs on them, and those will slide in and then it'll go down when you replace it. So take that and set it aside. So now what we're going to look for here is this little port right there. That'd be the Wi-Fi card right there. So here's the port we're looking for in the old Wi-Fi card. So what you're going to want to do here is to take a standard screwdriver and remove the primary antenna just by gently pulling up on it. It'll snap right off. And the auxiliary antenna. The auxiliary is the light gray one. Then we're going to take a screwdriver, unscrew the screw holding down the top end of this card. Should be able to remove that. Okay, so now this card will pop up at an angle. You should be able to give it a nice solid pull out. And that is the old Wi-Fi card. I'm going to get the screw out of it. We'll set that aside. So now we've got our new Wi-Fi card we just bought. We'll pull it out, insert it at a nice angle. Don't force it, just give it a gentle push. It should slide nicely in. Then we'll replace the screw. Screw it down. By the way, at this point, you all want to make sure you're holding it by the edges. Don't touch any of the little contacts along the bottom. So these contacts right here on the bottom. Don't want to touch any of these guys. Alright, now we can reconnect the main. Gently put it over and give it a slight push down so it'll snap back on. Same thing with the auxiliary antenna. Snap it back on. So yeah, you want to make sure that the cables are routed nicely inside of there. And once that's done, should be able to replace your cover. Gently put it in there. Slide in the one end that has the tabs that slide in. Snap it into place everywhere else as it goes. If you feel any bumps or anything, if it gives you resistance, just be easy on it. These things are easy to break if you are rough, but if you go softly, gently, they should be fine. So then we put the screws back in. Put the battery back in. Lock it into place. That's all that's needed on the hardware side of things.
Once you've put your computer back together and boot it back up, you want to go to the downloads for the driver that you downloaded and run it. Follow all the default instructions, and then at the end, restart your computer. After you've rebooted, you should be able to connect to wireless networks. Like this one here is connected to a full AC wireless network. Thanks for watching Fire IT. Enjoy your new Wi-Fi. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more tech videos like this.